Good afternoon. This being the day prescribed by Article 3, Section 14 of the Constitution of the State of Maryland for the meeting of the General Assembly, I now call the Maryland Senate to order. Today's invocation will be given by Greg St. Cyr, lead pastor of Bay Area Community Church, guest of Senator Ferguson. Please rise for the invocation.
Well, it is such a delight to be here in person with you all. So let's unite our hearts together in prayer. Our gracious God, on this opening day of the 444th session of the Maryland Assembly, with all of the joy and celebration before us, we pause to acknowledge your rightful place in our midst. You are good and loving, the creator and sovereign of the universe. You give us life and breath and all the talents we possess. You have raised up and placed each of our Maryland state senators here to serve our state. And for that, we say thank you. You remind us in the Psalms with the question, "From where shall my help come?" And then you give the answer, "My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth." You say in your word, "I will instruct you and teach you in the way which you should go. I will counsel you with my eye upon you." Be our helper and instruct each of our 47 senators in the way they should go. I pray that every senator will discharge their duties during the days ahead, mindful that it is you they serve. Bless them in every way, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, relationally. Bless their relationship with their spouses and significant others, their children and grandchildren. Meet all their physical and financial needs throughout the session. As the more than 1,000 legislative bills are put forth and debated, let there be a spirit of civility, dignity, and respect towards each other. We ask you that you would give supernatural wisdom in making the difficult decisions that await. You say that righteousness exalts a nation, and that we are to do justice and love kindness and walk humbly with you. May we be instruments of righteousness, justice, and love toward all. May the prayer of George Washington be our prayer. O eternal and everlasting God, teach me how to live in thy fear, labor in thy service, and ever to run in the ways of thy commandments. Make me always watchful over my heart, that neither the terrors of conscience nor the love of sin may cast me into a spiritual slumber. We commit the 444th session of the Maryland Assembly into your hands. Amen. Amen.
Madam Secretary.
Chair recognizes a senator from the 33rd District.
Thank you very much. We'd like to again welcome Greg St. Cyr back to the body. Greg, as you may remember, counseled President Emeritus for many, many years. And now it appears that he has a good relationship with our current president. And we thank you for being here. We thank you for bringing the Word of God to us. Bay Area Community Church is well represented in your service. Madam Secretary would request that we journalize the prayer.
Without objection, so ordered. Will the clerk please call the roll by district?
District 1, George C. Edwards. District 2, Paul D. Quarterman. District 3, Ronald N. Young. District 4, Michael J. Huff. District 5, Justin Reedy. District 6, Johnny Ray Salling. District 7, J.B. Jennings. District 8, Catherine A. Klossmeyer. District 9, Katie Fry Hester. District 10, Dolores G. Kelly. District 11, Shelley Heddleman. District 12, Clarence K. Lamb. District 13, Guy J. Gazzoni. District 14, Craig J. Zucker. District 15, Brian J. Feldman. District 16, Susan C. Lee. District 17, Cheryl C. Kagan. District 18, Jeff Wallstreicher. District 19, Benjamin F. Kramer. District 20, William C. Smith, Jr. District 21, Jim Rosapep. District 22, Paul G. Pinsky. District 23, Ron Watson. District 24, Joanne C. Benson. District 25, Melanie Griffith. District 26, O.B. Patterson. District 27, Michael A. Jackson. District 28, Arthur Ellis. District 29, Jack Bailey. District 30, Sarah K. Elrith. District 31, Brian Simonaire. District 32, Pamela Beidel. District 33, Edward R. Riley. District 34, Robert Casserly. District 35, Jason C. Gallion. District 36, Stephen S. Hershey, Jr. District 37, Adelaide C. Eckert. District 38, Mary Beth Carroza. District 39, Nancy J. King. District 40, Antonio Hayes. District 41, Jill P. Carter. District 42, Chris West. District 43, Mary Washington. District 44, Charles E. Signor III. District 45, Corey McCrae. District 46, William C. Ferguson IV. District 47, Malcolm Augustine.
46 senators having answered to their names, a quorum being present, the Senate of Maryland 2022 is now in session and ready for the transaction of business. First order of business is the election of a temporary presiding officer. Are there any nominations? The chair recognizes the senator from the 32nd District.
Thank you. It's my privilege and honor to make this nomination for the President Pro Temp. Our colleague from the 25th District is an inspiring leader and a passionate legislator dedicated to serving her district, all of us, and the entire state. She generously shares her time and talent with all members of the Senate. She served as President Pro Temp for the past 2 years, not only supporting the President of the Senate, but confidently taking the dais when needed. I hope you will join me in enthusiastically supporting Senator Melanie Griffith to continue as our President Pro Temp.
Is there a second to the nomination? The chair recognizes the senator from the 44th District.
Thank you. My time in this body has been short, as you can see from where I sit in the back. But in this short time, I've had the opportunity to work with this colleague on a couple of bills, and she has repeatedly shown herself to be a legislator's legislator. She has been there for me as a counselor and as an advisor and a friend. And it is without hesitation that I second her nomination to be our President Pro Tem.
Are there any further nominations? Chair hearing none, the nominations are closed. The clerk will call the roll.
Madam Secretary?
Have all the senators voted? The clerk will take the call.
Madam Secretary, not so used to voting back here, the button did not work, so it would like to be recorded in the affirmative.
So noted.
Madam Secretary, I was locked out of the system. My button didn't work.
We will definitely make note of that. Well, it is with my pleasure to recognize the Honorable Melanie Griffith from the 25th District as the President Pro Tem. Will the Senator from the 43rd District and the Senator from the 5th District kindly escort the President Pro Tem to the rostrum? I will now administer the oath of office. I state your name.
I, Melanie G. Griffith,
Do swear that I will support
do swear that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
to the state of Maryland
to the state of Maryland
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice, execute the office of President Pro Tem,
execute the office of President Pro Tem,
according to the Constitution and laws of this state,
according to the Constitution and laws of this state,
and that I will not directly or indirectly
and that I will not directly or indirectly
receive the profits or any part of the profits
receive the profits or any part of the profits
of any other office during the term
of any other office during the term
of my acting as President Pro Tem.
of my acting as President Pro Tem.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Good afternoon, colleagues. It's my extreme pleasure to stand before you, and I want to thank each and every one of you for the confidence that you've shown in me. I want to give honor to God and to really especially thank my family for being so incredible during my service in this body. Over the past 3 years, I've had the pleasure of working with each of you. I think I've worked on an issue with every single member in this chamber or had conversations about something that you value. And I find you to be dedicated, committed, hardworking leaders. The state of Maryland is so fortunate to have each of you serving in this great chamber. I want to acknowledge our leader, President Bill Ferguson, who's proven himself to be an incredible mentor, even though he's the age of some of my sons. He's, he's just an incredible mentor, but even more importantly, he's a great friend, and it's been an honor to serve with him, the leaders on both sides of the aisle, our committee chairs, and each one of you that's serving in delegations, work groups, task forces, boards, commissions, and just serving in this great chamber. So thank you again so much for your confidence. I look forward to serving and working alongside each of you in the year to come. It is now time for the next order of business, which is the election of the President of the Senate. We're ready to hear nominations. The chair recognizes the senator from the 16th District.
Thank you so much, Madam President Pro Tem. It's been a turbulent last 2 years, but Senator Bill Ferguson has led us through these times thoughtfully, inclusively, and with purpose. We've accomplished some truly transformative things for Marylanders under his tenure, from reforming Maryland's public education system to passing historic police reform and investing hundreds of millions of dollars in Maryland's HBCUs. And he's done all this during uncertain and uncharted times. I continue to have the utmost confidence in his ability to protect Marylanders' health through the duration of the COVID-19 pandemic. And Senator Ferguson has been the state's anchor during this storm, demonstrating true compassion and steadfastness. As the state of Maryland transitions with new leadership in several offices, I am so proud that the Senate of Maryland will continue to have consistent and assured leadership as we help our neighbors and communities. So it is my honor and privilege to nominate Senator Bill Ferguson for President of the Senate of Maryland.
Thank you, Senator. Is there a second to the nomination? The chair recognizes the senator from the 27th District.
Thank you, Madam President Pro Tem. It is my honor to second the nomination for our current president for an additional term. You know, my colleague to my left mentioned about his tenure here and his seating. If you just take a look and you look over, I sit a little further over near the corner than he does. But I will tell you this, on January 13th of 2021, I was sworn in this very chamber as we were in our plexiglass complex here. And I can tell you from that day forward that the president of our Senate, the president that I am honored to second his nomination today, proved that peer leadership is not just a concept and that inclusivity as a leader is not just a concept. He worked diligently to shepherd me into this chamber, and I will never forget that, as well as ensuring that during a very challenging session that we all lived through and were healthy through because of his leadership, that we all were included in every facet of meeting the needs of our constituency. So I'm honored to second the nomination for Bill Ferguson, Senator Bill Ferguson, to be our president. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Are there any further nominations? The chair hearing none, the nominations are closed. The clerk will call the roll.
Madam President Pro Tem,
Okay, do I push that? Okay. Well, I would like to be registered in the green on this one as well. Okay, the clerk will take the call. There being 44 votes in the affirmative, the Honorable William C. Ferguson IV is elected as permanent presiding officer. Will the majority leader and minority leader kindly escort the president to the rostrum? While he's coming, I just want to take a point of personal privilege and thank those who nominated me. Thank you, senators, for your nomination and second, and also a shout out to all of our staff who do so much for all of us. All right. Mr. President, you ready for the oath of office?
Do the thing.
Okay. I think I'm holding.
Madam Secretary, do you want to join us?
What a great honor. So, you'll repeat after me. I state your name.
I, William C. Ferguson IV,
Do swear that I will support
do swear that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States,
and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
to the Constitution, to the state of Maryland,
to the state of Maryland,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office of President
execute the office of President
according to the Constitution and laws of this state,
according to the Constitution and laws of this state,
and that I will not directly or indirectly
and that I will not directly or indirectly
receive the profits or any part of the profits
receive the profits or any part of the profits
of any other office
of any other office
during the term of my acting as President.
during the term of acting as President.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, did you sign? I did not. I need to write behind it. We have to sign the book, or else it's all not, can't get paid, right? Whew. Here we are again. Here we are again. It is such an honor. I just thank you, Madam President Pro Tem. As always, serving alongside of you has been the joy of a lifetime, and I cannot imagine navigating these last few years without your consistent leadership and partnership and being the colleague and friend that you have been. I also want to thank Senator from District 16 and the Senator from District 27 for their very, very kind remarks. And I want to thank each and every one of you. This has been truly an extraordinary experience, and it is such an absolute honor and privilege to be able to serve in this capacity, despite these unbelievably complex and changing times. Just a couple quick remarks, just as we sort of kick off this the 2022 session. You know, it sort of feels like we were just here, which has had this funny impact that we were here just a month ago, and we don't have the pods. It's so amazing to be able to see everybody's face directly again and get the feel of this chamber. But of course, in the last month, things have changed a bit, and Omicron has become yet again a new dynamic feature of our lives, making COVID impact our hospitals, our schools, our way of life, our pocketbooks, you name it, everything is yet again impacted. So what does that mean? What does that mean for us? It means that this year, as we are starting the session, it is COVID amongst us. We will continue with these ongoing precautions and operate in a way that makes sure that the public can engage but still do so safely, with the hope that soon we will be past this and we'll be able to operate in a way where we are living with COVID amongst us but safely. It is the faster we get there, the better it will be for all. And so the work goes on. The work must continue. And that's what we're here to do. Marylanders' health and our economy are the fundamental components of what we are here to do over the next 90 days. And everything that comes to this body, through this body, will be focused on ensuring that Maryland's health and our economy are first and foremost. A couple other brief notes. This is obviously the fourth year of a four-year term, which has its own dynamics and its own different feelings and impacts. If you think about the world a year from today, where will we be? We'll have a different governor. We'll have a different lieutenant governor. We'll have a different attorney general. We'll have we will likely have the same treasurer, but we will have a different comptroller, different congresspeople, different members of this body. So throughout this session, there will be several among us who, three in particular, where this is their last session. And these individuals, from senators from District 1, from District 3, and District 10, have public service careers that every single Marylander should not only be proud of, but that each of us should seek to emulate. The dedication that they have shown over the generation, their generation of leadership is something that will last, will echo in time. And so we are going to spend time this session honoring those who are leaving our chamber. Some others may not be retiring, maybe going to other opportunities or running for other offices, but the saying is true that once a senator, always a senator, and this family is special. And so it is such a distinct and honor to be able to serve in this capacity and to kick things off so that we can truly make the 444th legislative session something for the history books. I do before one last little note that is, I think, more important this year than it's ever been. The last 2 years have been very, very, very hard for Marylanders. They've suffered losses. They've lost jobs. Their careers have been uplifted. They've struggled with kids at home instead of in school. They have been fearful of what the world looks like. They have faced mental health crises and emergencies in ways that I think people never thought would happen at the scale. And while that has happened for all Marylanders, I think it's really important that we are Marylanders too. This body and the membership of this body and our staff and the people that support us have all faced those same challenges. And so as we felt this new wave of Omicron, each and every one of us has something that we're holding on to, something that is challenging us. Maybe it's a parent, maybe it's a spouse, maybe it's a job, maybe it's a child. Whatever it is, each of us in our own right has had to experience the last 2 years in our own individual ways. And so as we get to this fourth year of a term and come up into an election year, the temptation for politics to play out as we have seen in other places may be there again. I would just ask that we just grant the spirit of generosity just a bit this session, because this year, 2 years into this ongoing crisis, every one of us is the model of what every Marylander is feeling. We're going to get through this, but we have to give each other a bit of grace. And so that is just sort of a personal note that I wanted to pass along, because I know that this pandemic has had its impact across the board. All right, with that, are we ready to get to work? All right, let's do the thing. The first order of business is the order of organization. The clerk will read the first order.
By the majority leader, resolved that the following desk officers be and are hereby elected to serve during the legislative session of 2022. Secretary of the Senate, Nicole M. Alexander. Assistant Secretary, Veronica Brandon Sipkins. Assistant Secretary, Caitlin E. Sanders. Journal Clerk, Dorothy D. Cheney. Reading Clerk, Renee M. Smoot. Clerk, Andrea C. Jones. Proceedings Clerk, Joanne H. Greer. Chief Page, Lori F. Morris. Assistant Clerk, Nicholas D. Garrett.
All right, the clerk will call the roll on the confirmation of the desk officers for the 2022 legislative session.
Mr. President,
Has everyone recorded their vote? If so, the clerk will take the call. The Senate of Maryland unanimously confirms the desk officers for the 2022 session. The clerk will read the next order.
by the majority leader, ordered by the Senate of Maryland that for the regular legislative session of 2022, the Senate adopts the rules as in effect at the end of the special legislative session of 2021.
The clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President,
Has everyone recorded their vote? If so, the clerk will take the call. With unanimous consent, the Senate adopts the rules. The right order? Okay, the clerk will read the next order.
by the majority leader, ordered that the monies appropriated for the expense of this regular legislative session of 2022 as set forth in the appropriation bill be paid upon the joint order of the President of the Senate and the Speaker of the House of Delegates.
The clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President,
Has everyone recorded their vote? If so, the clerk will take the call. With 46 votes in the affirmative, the order on monies is adopted. The clerk will read the next order.
by the majority leader, ordered that the President shall appoint the employees necessary for the proper transaction of the business of this regular legislative session of 2022 as provided for in the budget. This order to remain in effect until changed or modified by the Senate.
All right, clerk, having read the order, are there any objections to the order? We can do this a little faster. Without objection, the order is adopted. The next order of business is an announcement by the President. The clerk will read the announcement.
The President's leadership announcements are on your desk.
All right, Senators, the leadership announcements are on the desk. Clerk, having read the announcement is adopted. Clerk will read the next announcement.
The President's committee announcements are also on your desk.
All right, Senators, the committee announcements, hopefully no changes since the special session. We are in the same place. The announcement by the President having been made is ordered journalized. The next order of business is we have an announcement from the Senate Minority Caucus. The clerk will read the announcement.
The announcement by the Minority Caucus is on your desk.
All right, Senators. This will be the, do we actually have a copy? Let's read this one if we have it. Do we have a copy of it?
The Senate Minority Caucus met on October 4th, 2021 for the purpose of electing the minority floor leaders for the 2022 legislative session. The following members have been selected. Minority Leader, the Honorable Byron W. Simonaire, District 31. Minority Whip, the Honorable Justin Reedy, District 5. Deputy Minority Leader, the Honorable Edward R. Riley, District 33.
All right, the announcement having been read is ordered journalized. Before we move forward, Chair would like to recognize the Senate Minority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to congratulate you on another year of being our Senate President. It has been a really tough year. I'm sure we could go around the room and talk and personal stories of people we know, people we've lost. It's been a really tough 2 years. And that's why I'm excited in this session that we have a once-in-a-generation time to help the people of Maryland. And I want to let you know from the minority side, we're here. We want to work in a bipartisan manner to help the people of Maryland. But also, as I was sitting here, I was kind of reflective. I've been down here a couple terms, and this group of senators, after this session, will no longer serve together. This is our last session together. Some are retiring, some won't get invited back. But honestly, I've grown to have a great friendship with many of you, and I treasure that. And as we go forward, I would hope that we can fight the fight and finish the session strong and leave as friends. Thank you.
Well said, Senator. Well said. Chair recognizes the Minority Whip.
Thank you, Mr. President, and congratulations on your re-election as Senate President. We are excited to be here and work collaboratively. We know that the process of legislating creative tension can be a good thing. May not always feel good in the moment, but creative tension can be a good thing. We're excited on the minority side here to be working for ways that we can make things easier for working families, small businesses, and our retirees. Very concerned about issues like the cost of living, the overall health of Marylanders, and many, many other issues. And so we look forward to working together. We look forward to making sure that the voice of every Marylander from every part of the state is heard. And you know, my door and our doors are open to talking and communicating. And again, we're thankful for the opportunity. Each of us, I know, is thankful for the opportunity to serve our constituents. And I look forward to working with all of you as we move forward in these next 89 days.
Well said. Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and get through. We've got messages to get everybody moving, both chambers. This is a message to the Senate from the House. The clerk will read the message.
By the Majority Leader, ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, the House of Delegates has organized by the election of Honorable Adrian A. Jones, Speaker of the House. We respectfully propose, with your concurrence, the appointment of a joint committee of 4 members, 2 on the part of the House and 2 on the part of the Senate, to wait upon the governor and inform him that the General Assembly is now organized and prepared to receive any communications he may desire to make. We have appointed on the part of the House of Delegates, Delegates Lukey and Delegate Buckle. By order, Sylvia Siegert, Chief Clerk.
Message having been read is ordered journalized. Next, we have a message to the House from the Senate. The clerk will read the message.
By the Majority Leader, ladies and gentlemen of the House of Delegates, we have received your message notifying the Senate of the organization of your honorable body and requesting the appointment of a joint committee to wait upon the governor to inform him that the General Assembly is now prepared to receive any communication which he may desire to make. We have appointed on the part of the Senate, Senators King and Simonaire. The Senate has organized by the election of the Honorable William C. Ferguson IV as President. By order, Nicole M. Alexander, Secretary.
Message having been read is ordered adopted. All right, now we've got to send, we got another message from the House. Clerk will read the message.
By the Majority Leader, ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, it is the intention of the House of Delegates to adjourn for more than 3 days during the 2022 legislative session as needed due to the public health emergency. If the Senate of Maryland desires to adjourn for more than 3 days during the 2022 legislative session, the House consents. By order, Sylvia Siegert, Chief Clerk.
Message having been read is ordered journalized. Now we will send one back. Clerk will read the message to the House.
By the Majority Leader, ladies and gentlemen of the House of Delegates, it is the intention of the Senate of Maryland to adjourn for more than 3 days during the 2022 legislative session as needed due to the public health emergency. If the House of Delegates desires to adjourn for more than 3 days during the 2022 legislative session. The Senate consents. By order, Nicole M. Alexander, Secretary.
Message having been read is ordered adopted. We now have a message to the executive. Clerk will read the message.
By the Majority Leader, His Excellency, the Governor of Maryland, Lawrence J. Hogan, Jr. The Senate of Maryland is organized and prepared to receive any communication you may desire to make. The President of the Senate is the Honorable William C. Ferguson IV. By order, Nicole M. Alexander, Secretary.
Message having been read is ordered adopted. We now have our first official order of business, I believe. Actually, I think we will take up the simple resolution now, if we have that available. Do we have the?
We want to do the recess appointment.
Okay. Let's do the recess appointments. I have a whole other stack. The clerk will read the message from the governor.
The Honorable William Ferguson, President of the Senate. Dear President Ferguson, in accordance with Article 2 and Chapter 11 of the Constitution of Maryland, I am pleased to submit for confirmation by the Maryland State Senate appointments made during the 2021 recess of the General Assembly. I am confident you will find these individuals to be well qualified for the respective offices and deserving of your support for appointment confirmation. Sincerely, Lawrence J. Hogan, Jr., Governor.
Message having been read is ordered journalized. The names will be referred to the Committee on Executive Nominations without objection. And Senators, this is going to be one of those quirky years that only comes around potentially once every 8 years, where after the primary, the executive is prohibited from making appointments. So this is going to be a busy executive nom session, I think, this year, with all of the appointments that have to be moving around. So I know the Chair of Executive Noms is going to be moving us along quickly and doing the best we can to make it as efficient as possible, but also it's one of our most important duties, so we want to make sure that we do it well. All right, next order of business now is the introduction of bills. We have a joint resolution, not a joint resolution, a Senate resolution. The clerk will read the simple resolution.
Senate Simple Resolution 1, the President, implementation of modified procedure due to COVID-19 rules. A simple resolution concerning implementation of modified procedures due to COVID-19 for the purpose of implementing modified procedures for the Senate of Maryland due to COVID-19. Whereas the Federal Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the Maryland Department of Health continue to advise residents of the state to take precautions, including getting vaccinated, wearing masks, and keeping at least 6 feet of distance from others to slow the spread of COVID-19. And whereas, as of December the 2nd, 2021, there have been over 500,089 100 confirmed cases of and almost 11,000 confirmed deaths from COVID-19 in the state, and whereas hospitalizations due to COVID-19 continue to put a strain on the state's health care system, with the daily count of hospitalizations being over 500 since August 9, 2021. Now therefore be it resolved by the Senate of Maryland that due to the continuing spread of COVID-19, there remains a necessity to implement modified procedures to protect the health or safety of the members of the Senate of Maryland, their staff, and the public, and be it further resolved that Rule 118 of the Senate of Maryland Rules now applies.
All right, Senators, before the body right now is the Senate simple resolution. Chair recognizes the Chair of the Rules Committee.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good morning, everyone. The Rules Committee met this morning and took up Senate Simple Resolution 1, which declares that due to the continued spread of COVID-19, we still need modified procedures to ensure the health and safety of all. The committee voted unanimously to support the adoption of the Senate Simple Resolution.
Thank you, Madam Chair of the Rules Committee. So the Rules Committee has moved unanimously to adopt a simple resolution. Senators, I wish this was not, I wish we were not, I thought maybe there was a chance. We're monitoring this thing closely, and here we are. Any discussion on adoption of the simple resolution? If not, the clerk will call the roll on the resolution.
Mr. President,
Has everyone recorded their vote? Anyone wish to change their vote, explain their vote? If not, the clerk will take the call. With 46 votes in the affirmative, Senate Simple Resolution Number 1 is adopted, and therefore Rule 118 is yet again in place. All right. We now have set up, we are good, we're rolling. We have the introduction of bills next. We've got a long list. Let's read just a few of them. We'll introduce some of them, and then we'll move from there. So clerk will read the introduction of bills.
Senate Bill 1, Senator Bidle, State Finance and Procurement, Prevailing Wage, Stop Work Orders, Finance. Senate Bill 2, Senator Augustine, Mental Health Law, Petitions for Emergency Evaluation, Electronic Record, Finance. Senate Bill 3, Senator Carter, Facilities, Disabilities, Juvenile Behavioral Health, and Health Care Safety Plans, Finance. Senate Bill 4, Senator Hester, Cybersecurity Scholarship Program Alterations and Maryland Cybersecurity Loan Assistance Repayment Program Establishment, EHE. Senate Bill 5, Senator Patterson, General Provisions, Commemorative Days, Tuskegee Airmen Commemoration Day, EHE.
Majority Leader moves so be considered the reading of the bills. We've got another calendar of bills. Clerk will read calendar number 2.
Senate Bill 51, Senator Jackson, Maryland Pediatric Cancer Fund, Establishment and Income Tax Checkoff, B&T.
Majority Leader moves so be considered the reading of the bills. We've got calendar number 3. Clerk will read the bills.
Senate Bill 101, Senator Kagan, Election Law, Contested Elections, EHE.
Majority Leader moves so be considered the reading of the bills. Clerk will read the next calendar, calendar 4.
Senate Bill 151, Senator Carter, Hate Crimes, False Statement to a Law Enforcement Officer, JPR.
Majority Leader moves so be considered the reading of the bills. On to calendar 5. Clerk will read the bills.
Senate Bill 201, Chair Budget and Taxation Committee, State Department of Assessments and Taxation, Property Appraisal Aids and Record Retention, Microfilm to Digital Act of 2022, B&T.
Majority Leader moves so be considered the reading of the bills. We have calendar 6. Clerk will read the bill.
Senate Joint Resolution 1, Senator Riley, Awareness Date, EHE.
Next order of business is Senate Bills number 8. Clerk will read the bills.
Senate Bill 221, the President, Department of the Environment Enforcement Authority, EHE. Senate Bill 222, Senator Ferguson, Baltimore City Board of License Commissioners, Licensee Hours of Operation, EHE.
Majority Leader moves so be considered the reading of the bills. One more. Introductory Senate Bills number 9. Clerk will read the bills.
Senate Joint Resolution 2, the President, Legislative Districting Plan of 2022, Redistricting and Reapportionment. Senate Joint Resolution 3, the President, Maryland Citizens Legislative Districting Plan of 2022, referred to Redistricting and Reapportionment.
All right, Senators, that is all of the bills. So it looks like we're at, on Introduction Day, 220 bills plus 5 or 6 joint resolutions. We are going to be taking up the redistricting plan very quickly. We have both plans will have joint hearings, which I believe we have scheduled for next Tuesday. Is that correct? Next Tuesday at 3 o'clock, joint Senate and House hearing. So we will be acting quickly on the redistricting plan to get some certainty along the maps so that people, as they look for whether they want to know what districts they are in. So let's see, we've got the other big issues that we've got are going to be taken up with the budget. We've got some big issues around climate. We've got stuff around the economy. It's going to be a busy, busy year. I say all of this because, Senators, there are a lot of bills, and there are a lot of bills in drafting right now. So as you are building out your calendars and thinking about your bill numbers, please make sure that we are judicious and thoughtful about the number of bills that we are putting in. We are going to be operating in different ways, and so we're going to have to prioritize in committees, and the committee chairpersons are going to do a phenomenal job scheduling those. but just really be thoughtful about the bills that you introduce this session. We've got a lot of work to do, and you know, if there are bills that can be combined, let's combine them. So, all right, that's the order. The desk is clear at this point. Let's do announcements from committee chairs. Chair recognizes the Chair of Finance. Any announcements?
No announcement for today. Tomorrow, we will, and I'll be more specific at that time.
Fair enough. Chair recognizes the Chair of Education, Health, and Environmental Affairs.
Thank you, Mr. President. As the committee's been notified, we have a joint hearing on the incident or hack or breach tomorrow. We also have added an organizational meeting in the morning after morning session. So please put that on your calendars. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chair recognizes nothing from B&T. JPR, all set. All right, any delegation announcements? Yes, Chair recognizes the Chair of the Baltimore County delegation.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. We will be meeting, Baltimore County delegation will be meeting in the red silver room right across the hall right after session. Please be there. We need you right away so that we can get out of there right away. So, very short meeting.
All right, speedy Baltimore County. Any other delegation announcements? Select Committee Chair recognizes the Chair of the Eastern Shore. Protocol? Senator from the 37th District.
Thank you very much. Protocol,
Protocol, please. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, we do have a wonderful opportunity this year to have guests. So, our very first guests, I believe, are still up in the balcony. They are the guests of Senator Joanne Benson, and they're representatives from Chesapeake Lighthouse Foundation. That's Glenda Washington, Director of Communication, and Tekken Tunser, Director of Accountability. So if you all are up there, would you please stand and give a shout out? These folks.
Welcome.
We welcome you, and just a couple of points of information. Chesapeake Lighthouse Foundation is the largest charter school operator in Maryland. And as I said, they are our very first guest of this special session for this year, and so we welcome them, and thank you, Senator from Prince George's County, in bringing them to us. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Senator. We, co-chair of our protocol committee, we'll have the protocol dues all set up here pretty shortly, and rocking and rolling in the regular session again. Chair recognizes Senator from the 45th District.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just wanted to be very quick. I had one of my constituents and one of my staff for the first time coming to the Senate chamber, so I just wanted to acknowledge
Please.
Kelly Crawford right there and up at the top. Thank you, Mr. President.
Welcome, welcome. It's nice to have people back. We'll have resolutions, and it'll be good. Chair recognizes Senator from Howard and Carroll Counties.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to introduce as protocol chair our Doctor of the Day, which we haven't had in person in quite a while. So our Doctor of the Day is Dr. Palave Gowda from Rockville, and make sure that you give her a warm welcome. Thank you.
Welcome. I'll tell you, our doctors and nurses and tech staff have just been absolutely doing unbelievable heroic work. We are so thankful for everything that you have done and that all of your colleagues have done, and we're thankful that you're here to help us stay safe. Thank you, thank you. All right, do we have other announcements? Any other announcements? Chair recognizes the Chair of Judicial Proceedings Committee.
Thank you, Mr. President. This morning, Maryland's 40th Attorney General, Stephen Sachs, passed away, and so I'd ask that we adjourn in memory and honor of Mr. Sachs. Just a little bit about him. Born and raised in Baltimore City, the son of Shirley Blum Sachs and Leon Sachs, graduate from Haverford College, Yale Law School, member of the bar since 1960. He was married to Sheila Kleinman Sachs, who's an attorney, a member of the Baltimore City School Board for 58 years until her passing in 2019. His storied career was a U.S. Attorney for the District of Maryland, United States Attorney for the District of Maryland, and then Maryland's 40th Attorney General. And then he joined the prestigious law firm of Wilmer Harold before he retired in 1999. Look, when he was first elected in 1997, there was a great Washington Post article in which he lamented that he spoke to the importance of the office of the Attorney General. And he warned for for the 6 candidates for governor not to drop back to the attorney general's race because it wasn't the French fries to the Big Mac is what he called it. But he was a storied public servant and a true Maryland hero. So I'd ask that we adjourn in the memory and honor of Attorney General Sachs.
Most certainly, we will adjourn in his honor. He was truly a great man. I mean, great, great, great man. Just thoughtful, balanced. It is a true loss for the state of Maryland. And his family is aware that we will be adjourning in his honor today, and I think they felt, they know he would have really, truly enjoyed that. And so, celebrating his legacy here in the state of Maryland. Do we have, oh yes, Chair recognizes the senator from the 10th District.
That one of the reasons I'm probably here is that Steve and Sheila Sachs came to me. I was a neighborhood association president in Mount Washington where they live, and asked me to run, and they did the first walk through the neighborhood with me. They were really great friends, and we will miss them dearly.
Certainly. Thank you for that observation. Madam Majority Leader, do we have another? Chair recognizes the Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have another loss also that we would like to adjourn in memory of today. Nicole Zanders, the Secretary of the Senate, her father-in-law passed away, Henry Andrew Xander. So we will be adjourning in his honor today also.
And thank you, Madam Majority Leader, for that recognition. It's a tough day, and we are just so thankful for our Secretary of the Senate, who, in the midst of grieving, came to opening day to make sure that we could get this going. And I just could never thank her enough. And your entire family's in our prayers deeply, deeply, deeply. All right. Any further announcements? Any further announcements? If not, let's do a quorum call before we adjourn.
Mr. President?
Has everyone recorded their presence? If so, the clerk will take the call. With 46 members in the chamber and the Senate of Maryland remains in session, Chair recognizes the Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate of Maryland stand adjourned until Thursday, January 13th at 10 a.m. in memory of Stephen Sachs and Henry Andrew Xander.
Without objection, we respectfully and honorably adjourn until tomorrow at 10 a.m. Thank you all. Stay safe, get boosted.